Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. It's 6:04 a.m. here in Numancia, Aklan in the Philippines, and I'm going on my morning walk. It's a little bit cloudy this morning. Nice and cool, actually. It rained last night, so that's why we're having a cooler weather this morning. This video is going to be about a brief history lesson of the Philippines. I was talking with Jamal on our way back from Rojas City, and one of the topics we ended up talking about was the history of the Philippines. History was my favorite subject in school. I still enjoy watching and reading anything regarding history. When Dazzle and I attended college together at STI College Calibo, we actually had a class on Philippine history. We studied Dr. Jose Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. I was surprised though that when we studied history when I was in college here, that there was very little mention of American involvement in Philippine history. And I also noticed with Liana attending the 5th grade last year and now in the 6th grade, she doesn't have a class regarding history, which is a shame, I think. The Philippines were claimed in the name of Spain in 1521 by Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, sailing for Spain. The Philippines was named after King Philip II of Spain. They were then called Las Islas Filipinas. The first successful settlement were made in 1565, although the Spanish rulers did not generally mix with the local populace. Spanish language, religion, and customs were imposed on the Filipinos. The Negrito, the collective term to refer to the Filipino indigenous people with a hunter-gatherer background, including the Aita, the Ati, and Batak people. The Negrito people represent the most ancient civilization in the Philippines, dating back more than 50,000 years ago. Dr. Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. You will see his monument in almost every province and city plaza in the Philippines. He was instrumental in the nationalistic uprising against the Spaniards. The Spaniards ruled the Philippines for 333 years. And during that time, there were many injustices and corruption by the Spaniards. Dr. Jose Rizal wrote 2 books. El Filibusterismo, in English meaning the reign of greed, and Noli Me Tangere, in English meaning do not touch me. These 2 books expose the injustices and corruption during the Spanish rule. You can actually get these 2 books from Lazada in English. I highly recommend reading these 2 books, especially for Filipinos. Dr. Jose Rizal was executed by the Spaniards by firing squad. There are many books written on Dr. Jose Rizal. Again, his books are available on Lazada in English. I recommend reading books on Dr. Jose Rizal because he was an amazing man. In 1898, there was a war between the United States and Spain, and the United States won that war. The Philippines was sold to the United States for $20 million. From 1898 to 1946 is known as the American colonial period in the Philippines. English was introduced as the official language. The education system reformed, port, rail, and road building initiated. Western architecture and urban planning forms were introduced. The Philippines was an American territory except for Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945 during World War II. The United States ruled the Philippines from 1898 to 1946. The Republic of the Philippines formally achieved its independence from the United States on July 4, 1946. The Philippines used to celebrate Philippine Independence Day, July 4th of each year. President Macapagal in 1964 changed the date to June 12. July 4th in the Philippines is now called Philippine American Friendship Day. There is a long history of Filipinos and Americans fighting together in war. Tens of thousands of Filipinos answered the call to fight in World War II with the Americans. Under General Douglas MacArthur, Filipinos alongside Americans fought in the Battle of Bataan. Filipinos were among the 10,000 soldiers during the Japan-led 60-mile Bataan Death March. President Roosevelt promised the Filipino people the Republic of the Philippines will be established as soon as Japan is defeated, a promise that he fulfilled in July 4, 1946. After the rule of the Spaniards for 333 years in the Philippines, and then another 48 years of American rule, you can imagine the desire of the Filipinos to gain independence. If the Philippines didn't gain independence in 1946, the Philippines would still be an American territory like Guam and Puerto Rico. Filipinos would probably be all United States citizens today. During the Korean War, the Philippines sent over 7,000 soldiers to fight with Americans in Korea. There were about 100 Filipino lives lost and hundreds of Filipinos injured during the Korean War. During the Vietnam War, over 10,000 Filipino soldiers served with the United States in the Vietnam War, suffering many deaths and casualty. There is a long history of Filipinos and Americans fighting together in war. That's why there is a bond between U.S. military personnel and Filipino military personnel. That's why I joined the U.S. military, because I always look up to American soldiers when I was growing up here in the Philippines. I hope you enjoyed my brief history lesson on the Philippines. Thank you for your continued support of our channel. Dazzle, Leanna, and I, we truly appreciate your support. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next video.